My name is Elizabeth, and I am a food and environmental nutrition student at the University of Akron. And today I'm going to be taking you around our School of Nutrition and Dietetics building, which is Shrink Hall South right here, and also Shrink Hall North over here. A lot of the classes for this major are held actually in Shrink Hall South, some are in North, and then the other ones are at the CBA. But our main nutrition centers, our main food science labs, and classrooms are all in this building, so I'm going to go ahead and show you around. When you first walk in, typically we have some signage, just whatever the nutrition clubs post. And then over here there's a lot of areas to study where students typically hang out after and before class. And then on that bulletin board, there's usually a lot of scholarship offerings hung. The FENA program does have a ton of scholarship opportunities, and the professors keep each student in the loop about when those are due, and they send the applications every semester, so it's very convenient to apply. Showcased throughout this entire building in Shrink Hall South, there are a lot of cool displays like this, which have old lab equipment for students to come and look at. Maybe you have a newer version of it in your lab, and then you can come out here and see what an older version might have looked like. So you'll find displays like this on each floor, and it's pretty cool. Also frequently located throughout the building are posters showcasing research that previous students have done. And then we also have different signage, which has events going on, campus information, applications for scholarships attached to this, and clubs when the time is right in the semester. Just random things that instructors want us to know about. This is the Nutrition Center. It's room 210 in Shrink Hall South. A lot of our faculty offices are in here, including the FEN program directors. And we also have an assessment room where students, supervised by faculty, can do nutrition assessments for free to all students. It's also open to faculty and community members to come in for assessments at a pretty reasonable charge. There's also a lot of other things back here in the Nutrition Center, so follow me along for a quick tour. So the majority of the offices are down this way. You just go down. A lot of the professors keep their doors open, so you can visit them any time of day when they're in their office. And then this is the computer lab. It's 210S. And as you can see, we have a lot of cool programming at the Nutrition Center, specifically Genesis and Food Processor. It's where we can create our own food labels, and a lot of this technology is what we will be using in our fields once we graduate, so it's really awesome that they make sure that we are experts at it before we graduate. I've used a lot of this software in my food science lab and lecture class, my experimental foods class, as well as my advanced food class. It's been really neat, and I really enjoyed learning how to use the software. I personally wasn't a computer person before I learned how to use the software, and I ended up thinking it was really cool. So this is called the BIA Room, the Body Impedance Analysis Test Room. We bring people in here to measure their body mass index with machinery like this. We can kind of show them, educate them a little bit, and it's also where our nutrition consultations take place. So one of the cool things is we have a recording feature where students can actually observe specific nutrition assessments from over in that room by way of the recorder, and they can kind of see how a typical nutrition consultation would be. But let's head over to the next room, and I'd like to show you that one too. So this is the room where a lot of the nutrition assessments are kind of analyzed with this computer, and this is how students can see what's going on in the other room. There's also a freezer for various things that we do and tests that take place, and this is where a lot of the students get the chance to figure out how to do nutrition assessments of their own. We also have what's called the resource room. And the resource room is really cool because it gives you the opportunity to have access to a bunch of different books. There's some bookshelves along that other wall, and you can check books out for the duration of the semester. It's really helpful, and I've taken advantage of it several times. And then we also have a bunch of different things that are needed for assessments with kids, a lot of stuff that we use over in the lab, and this is kind of all where it's headquartered and where we typically go first if we're looking for something. One of the benefits of being a food and environmental nutrition major is being a part of the association called FENA, the Food and Environmental Nutrition Association. We get a bunch of cool opportunities to attend panels by experts in the food science field. We have the chance to go on a bunch of different plant tours to cool places like Gerber and brewing companies, kind of see what it actually looks like on the field. And we have lively discussions about new technologies that are evolving in the field of food science. This is our food science lab, at least one half of it. There's lots of different equipment in this food lab as well as other classrooms that we have the chance to use for our FEN degree. In this case, we have some pretty cool scales. I just got these out to show you an example of the sort of equipment you'd be working with. And we have a consistometer and a viscometer. These measure the viscosity of a food, so it could be like a hard food or it could be like a soup or something. They're really cool, and they give us very precise measurements, and these are all the sorts of things you would be using when you graduate and have an actual job in the food science industry. So this is the other side of the food science lab, and over here we have some more advanced equipment. It's more of an industrial kitchen setting, and students get the chance under the instructor supervising to kind of work with different things, make things you wouldn't ordinarily make in a food lab, and they get to experiment, which is really cool. There's also a whole other side over there. We have a lot of decorations back over there by the food pantry, because for advanced food prep, students actually get the chance to serve what they make to judges, which is really cool. This is an additional area where Food System Management 1 and Advanced Food Prep is taught. I just wanted to show you our brand new steamer and conventional oven. It does a lot of cool things. It's kind of like a 3-in-1 sort of piece of equipment, which is really neat. Welcome to our food pantry. We have a lot of different things and equipment in here. Lots of different everyday things you would need when you're in a food science lab. We have a lot of cleaning supplies in here, a lot of storage containers. Actually goes back a decent way. We have a bunch of food processors, things like that are stored in here, as well as actual food pantry items in all of the cupboards. And it's really convenient for students just to be able to walk right over here from their kitchenettes, because we have everything we need in here. This is a classroom where a lot of the food science courses are taught, and I just wanted to show you a little bit of the lab equipment. We have traditional microscopes here, which of course I always love using. This is a spectrometer, and then we also have a centrifuge. I got to use that in my food science course, and it was really cool just to see how all of the different equipment worked. This is called a moisture analyzer. You basically turn it on and you select whatever it is that you want to measure. So let's say I want to measure the moisture content in a piece of cake. I would put some in, sleet in here, I would close the door, and then I would set it to whatever temperature I wanted it to be measured at. And then you basically just start, and it sometimes takes a few minutes, and then you get your measurement. One of the cool things about the food and environmental nutrition major is that an internship is optional, which means you don't necessarily need to get one unless you want one. I was blessed enough to have the opportunity to intern at Heinen's Quality Assurance Lab, and I'll be doing that this summer. I'm really excited. I've heard great things from people who have done it before me, and I'll get the chance to use all this equipment that I've been trained to use. Another great thing that the University of Akron does is we get the chance to attend semesterly career fairs, which is nice because there's a bunch of people there, companies that want to hire you, so you're able to kind of fill out either applications on the spot, or you can get more information and apply later. Thank you so much for coming on the tour with me today. I hope that you enjoyed learning about the FEN major and seeing all of our spaces that we commonly work with. Have a great day.